तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ओम तव कथामृतं तप्त जीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमंगलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and we are in the conversations of Monday, 9th May 1887. And the running context is Master Mache is staying in Varanagar Math for some days, and on the morning of Monday, finding Narendranath, he said, "Your voice is very sweet, please sing some songs." And that sent Narendra in a particular ecstatic mood, and he started with the Shiva Parada Vanjana Stotram, and then some shlokas, and then another shloka, then another Bengali song, and then Kopin Panchakam, and then Nirvana Shatkam, and then Vasudevashtaka. And yesterday we read this Vasudevashtaka, or a hymn to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. We read it in the original Sanskrit. And at that point, due to loss of internet connection, we had to discontinue. So today, we start by reading the English translation of this Vasudevashtaka, or hymn to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Narendra recited another hymn, the 8 stanzas on the glory of Krishna. I am consumed with false desires and wrapped in the sleep of lust. Save me, O Madhusudan. Thou art my only refuge, Lord. I have no other salvation. I am entrapped in the mire of sin. O Madhusudan, redeem me. So this is by assuming the role of a worldly man, the spirit of intense devotion and intense dispassion is being shown by Narendranath. I am ensnared in the net of love for children, wife, and home. Save me, O Madhusudan. I am without devotion, helpless, smitten by wrong desire, afflicted with grief and misery. O Madhusudan, redeem me. Lord, I have neither master nor place of shelter to call my own. Save me. Save me, O Madhusudan. Utterly wearied out am I by all this going and coming along the endless road of life. O Madhusudan, redeem me. From this hard and unavailing journey through life and death, save me, O Madhusudan. Many the births that I have seen in many a bodily form, and painful it is in the mother's womb. O Madhusudan, redeem me. To thee I come for salvation out of the cycle of existence. Save me, O Madhusudan, for I am terrified alike of old age and of death. I come to thee for shelter, Lord. O Madhusudan, redeem me. Never a good deed have I done, but many have been my sins. Save me, O Madhusudan. Headlong have I fallen into the mire of worldliness. Countless the births have endured. O Madhusudan, redeem me. I have lorded it over men, but happiness is not there. Save me, O Madhusudan. Lord, what my words have promised, my deeds have never carried out. Lord, I am full of wretchedness. O Madhusudan, redeem me. If such a man or a woman, I must be born again and again. Save me, O Madhusudan. If as a man or a woman, I must be born again and again, save me, O Madhusudan. May my devotion be unswerving to thy feet, O Lord, from the delusion of this world, O Madhusudan, redeem me. So this involves a permanent, lasting faith of the Hindus that we are suffering from birth to birth, so long as we have desires. And the main salvation or liberation, whatever it is from this round of birth and death. It is not like going to heaven or any such thing. To save from the round of birth and death is the main prayer and attending sufferings throughout the life. So we see this was the last song in the morning of the 9th May. M remained spellbound as he listened to these hymns sung by Narendra. All the hymns were seen yesterday, so many. He said to himself, how intense Narendra's dispassion is. This is how he has, not only his, this is how he has infused the spirit of dispassion into the hearts of the other brothers of the monastery. The very contact with them awakens in the heart of the master's householder devotees the desire for renunciation of woman and God. Ah, how blessed are these all renouncing brothers. Why has the Master kept us few in the world? Will He show us a way? Will He give us the spirit of renunciation, or will He delude us with worldliness? So that is M's reflection, and that concludes the discussion of the morning. Only Narendra is singing intoxicated, and Master Masha is getting spellbound and reflecting like this. After the meal, all were resting. The elder Gopal was copying some songs. Niranjan was on a visit to his mother. Sharad, Baburam and Kali were in Puri. So Master Masha is describing the situation of that particular day about the members of the Varanagar Math. Narendra, with one or two brothers, left for Calcutta. He had to see to his lawsuit. He was going to return in the evening. The brothers could not bear his absence. So he was the center and leader both. So brothers could not bear his absence. In the afternoon, Ravindra arrived, looking like a mad person. He was barefoot and had only half of his black bordered cloth around his waist. Black bordered cloth is symbolic in Bengal of a newly married, what they call son-in-law. So he might have been married recently. Who knows that? Because black bordered cloth is mentioned. Half. So other half must have been torn in a struggle. His eyeballs were rolling like a madman. All asked him anxiously what was the matter. Let me recover my breath, he said. I shall tell you everything presently. I am certainly not going back home. I shall stay at this very place with you all. She is certainly a traitor. Seems that way. Let me tell you something, friends. For her sake, I gave up my habit of drinking, which I had indulged for 5 years. I have not taken a drop for the last 8 months, and she is a traitor. The brothers of the mutt said, "Be calm, please. How did you come?" Ravindra: "I have come barefoot all the way from Calcutta." Apparently like Narendra, but Narendra did not come from any woman. He came being disgusted with his law studies or the very desire to support his family. But other similarity. Ravindra: "When I was leaving her place, she began to pull at my when I was leaving her place, she began to pull at my cloth. That is how half of it was torn off. The brothers told him to bathe in the Ganges and cool off, then they would hear his story." Narendra is still in Calcutta. Ravindra, now Master is introducing. Ravindra belonged to a respectable Kayastha family of Calcutta. Same level of which Narendra was there, Kayastha family of Calcutta. He was 20 or 22 years old. He had first met Sri Ramakrishna at the Dakshineshwar temple and had received his special blessings. On one occasion, he had spent 3 nights with the Master. His dispassion was very sweet and tender. His disposition was very sweet and tender. That becomes danger most of the time. And the Master had loved him dearly. Once he had said to Ravindra, "Master, you will have to wait some time. You have to go through a few more experiences." So Master has seen everything. Nothing can be done now. You see, the police can't do much just when the robbers attack a house. When the plundering is almost over, the police make their arrest. So Thakur has simile for everything in the world which is so common experience that immediately it brings to the listener's mind the whole spirit of the situation. Ravindra had many virtues. He was devoted to God and to service of the poor. He had many spiritual qualities, but he had walked into the snare of a prostitute. Oh, she. Here is not the wife, but he is putting on a black bordered cloth, and he is fallen into trap of a prostitute, and that he is calling she is a traitor. She is a traitor. Now suddenly he had discovered that the woman was being unfaithful to him. Prostitute. She must have so many lovers. Therefore, he had come to the mutt in this disheveled state, resolved not to go back to the world. A devotee accompanied Ravindra to the Ganges. It was his inmost desire that Narendra's spiritual consciousness should be awakened in the company of these holy men. Maybe Master himself. When Ravindra finished his bath, the devotee took him to the adjacent cremation ground, showed him the corpses lying above, and said, "The brothers of the mutt come here every now and then to meditate. So that is one of the best places to meditate, remembering the evanescence of the world. Meditate on God. It is a good place for meditation. Here one sees clearly that the world is impermanent." Ravindra sat down in the cremation ground to meditate, but he could not meditate long. His mind was restless. He has passed through that turmoil. Ravindra and the devotee returned to the mutt. They went to the worship room to salute the deity, Thakur. The devotee said to him, "The brothers of the mutt meditate in this room." Ravindra sat there to meditate, but could not meditate long there either. Mind is disturbed, na? Devotee, how do you feel? Is your mind very restless? Is that why you have got up from your seat? Perhaps you could not concentrate well. Ravindra, I am sure I shall not go back to the world, but the mind is restless. M and Ravindra were talking. Now M has mentioned. No one else was present. M was telling him stories from the life of Buddha. At that time, the members of the Math regularly read the lives of Buddha and Chaitanya. M said to Ravindra that Buddha's spiritual consciousness was first awakened by hearing a song of some heavenly maidens. M sang the song. So M also is now prompted to sing. জুড়াইতে চাই কোথায় জুড়াই কোথা হতে আসি কোথা ভেসে যাই ফিরে ফিরে আসি কত কাঁদি হাসি কোথা যাই সদা ভাবি গো তাই only one stanza is given, it has 3-4 stanzas. We mourn for rest, alas, but rest can never find. We know not whence we come, not where we float away. Time and again we tread this round of smiles and tears. In vain we pine to know whether our pathway leads and why we play this empty play. This awakened Buddha's consciousness. Nothing is known in this world. We do not know where we are led, who leads us, where are we going blindly and through all the traps. That night, Narendra, Tarak and Harish returned from Calcutta. So they also had gone to Calcutta and they have come back from Narendra. They said, oh, what a big meal we had. They had been entertained by a devotee in Calcutta. The members of the monastery assembled in the room of the Danas. We have seen this. Narendra heard Ravindra's story, first time now. Huh? He sang by way of giving instruction to him. He sang Nirvana Shatkam. We have read that several times, so we read in English. But here it is a different thing. Different thing. Like Korea, Asia. Oh, that was Narendra. Ravindra, huh? That is different. No, that is different, please. Acha, okay. That song which we saw yesterday, Chad Mo, Chad Re Kumantrana, Jano Tare Tobe Jave Yantrana. So in addition to that, Narendra is singing Hindi song. This also we have heard a few days back. Pile re avadut ho matwara, प्याला प्रेम हरि रसकारे बालावस्था खेल गवाई तरुण भयो नारी वशकारे वृद्ध भयो कफ वायु ने घेरा खाट पड़ा रहे जाम सकारे नाभ कमल में हाय कस्तूरी कैसे भरम मिटे पशुकारे बिना सद्गुरु नर जैसा ही ढूंढे जैसा मृग फिरे वन मारे. So, first song, oh man, abandon your delusion, cast aside your wicked counsels, know the Lord, and free yourself from earthly suffering. For a few days' pleasure only, you have quite forgotten Him, who is the comrade of your soul. Alas, what mockery! Narendra sang again. Here in English, only one line is given, but we remember that song. Drinking the bliss of Hari from the cup of prema, sadhu, be intoxicated. A few minutes later, the brothers went to Kali Tapasvi's room. Girish Ghosh had just sent 2 of his new books to the monastery, The Life of Buddha and The Life of Chaitanya. Since the founding of the new Math, Shashi had devoted himself, heart and soul, to the worship and service of the Master. All were amazed at his devotion. In that box containing his relics, that is for Shashi Maharaj, living Shri Ramakrishna. Just as he had tended Shri Ramakrishna's physical body during his illness, so now, with the same unswerving zeal, he worshipped the master in the shrine room. So for him, he is not dead, he is living. Not in that body, but in these relics. Because he is consciousness. He does not depend on a particular body. That is Shashi Maharaj's consciousness. A member of the monastery was reading aloud from the lives of Buddha and Chaitanya. He was a little sarcastic while reading Chaitanya's life. Narendra snatched the book from his hand and said, "That is how you spoil a good thing?" He did not like that sarcastic way of reading life of Chaitanya. Narendra read the chapter describing how Chaitanya gave his love to all, from the Brahmin to the Pariya, the lowest outside caste. A brother, I say that one person cannot give love to another person. Oh, Chaitanya gave. The brother does not believe. So Naren says, but the master gave it to me, brother. Well, are you sure you have it? Some doubt. Narendra, what can you understand about love? You belong to the servant class. Because he could not appreciate, so Narendra is talking like that. All of you must serve me and massage my feet. That is more of a fun. Don't flatter yourself by thinking you have understood everything. That is the main thing. Now go and prepare a smoke for me. All laugh. The brother, I surely will not. So they are not servants, they are all equals. But Narendra is two things. One is joking, the other is he is upset because of his reading badly that book, or he is not believing that Jaloka am the giver. M to himself, Sri Ramakrishna has transmitted metal to all the brothers of the Math. It is no monopoly of Narendra. Is it possible to renounce woman and gold without this inner fire? So you should understand that Narendra is joking mostly and he has not liked that particular thing. So we shift to May 10, 1887, the last day of Master's stay at Varanagar Math at that time. It was Tuesday, a very auspicious day for the worship of the Divine Mother. Oh, May month. This must be Falaharini Kali Puja. Not Falaharini, Falaharini. One who removes the karma phalas. In this puja, generally there is no image. In symbols, she is worshipped. Arrangements were being made for a special worship at the monastery. M was going to the Ganges to take his bath. Ravindra was walking alone on the roof. Alone on a roof. He is thinking. He heard Narendra singing the 6 stanzas on Nirvana. So Narendra is full of that spirit. And we have heard this Nirvana Shatkam many times. And we can read only English now. Death or fear I have none, nor any distinction of caste. Neither father nor mother, nor even a birth have I. Neither friend nor comrade, neither disciple nor guru. I am pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. I have no form or fancy. The all-pervading am I. Everywhere I exist, yet I am beyond the senses. Neither salvation am I, nor anything that may be known in a subject-object way, empirical way. I am pure knowledge and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Ravindra went to the Ganges to take his bath. Presently, he returned to the monastery, clad in his wet cloth. Narendra said to him in a whisper, he has bathed in the Ganges. it would be good to initiate him now into sannyas. So he has already got vairagya. He got a lesson of his life. He has come away. He has taken bath in the Ganges. Now is the correct time to give him sannyas. Both Narendra and M smiled. Prasanna asked Ravindra, Prasanna, another boy devotee who had gone away after of his parents and is staying in a mutt now. Prasanna asked Ravindra to change his wet cloth and give him a dry Kirwa cloth, ochre cloth. Narendra said to him, now he is going to put on the cloth of renunciation because they had only Girva cloth. And they give him that symbolic sannyas. M with a smile. What kind of renunciation? Narendra. Why? The renunciation of woman and gold. That is the only renunciation. Ravindra put on the ochre cloth and entered Kalitapasi's room to meditate. Here we end the proper gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. We have seen that though in the Bengali this is enclosed in appendix, but in the English version it has been taken as a continuation of Sri Ramakrishna's sport in the world, and chapter numbers are given, and here it ends. And now in English we get appendix. Why this is appendix? That is, Master Mashay came to Thakur first on 26 February 1882. But before that, somebody was writing down Thakur's conversation and incident, just as Master Mashay wrote down. And that Master Mashay takes to be equally authentic, but he cannot make it part of his gospel, so he has given it as appendix. And here we find Saturday appendix A with Keshav at Dakshineshwar. Saturday, January 1, 1881. Then Saturday, December 3, 1881. Then Saturday, December 10, 1881. Sunday, January 1, 1882. That is the last of these reminiscences. So now we take it up. Keshav Chandra Sen, the leader of the Brahma Samaj, was expected to visit Sri Ramakrishna at the temple garden of Dakshineshwar. With the master were many Brahmo celebrities. With the master, Pratap Chandra Muzumdar, Trailokya Sanyal, Chiranjeev Sharma, Jai Gopal and others. It was only a few days before the annual festival of the Brahma Samaj, and the Brahmos were eagerly awaiting the arrival of their leader, who was to come by steamer. They were restless and talking rather noisy. Ram, Manomohan, and several other devotees of the master were also there. So these were Brahmas, these were master's devotees. At last, Keshav entered the master's room with two fruits and a bouquet of flowers in his hand. So he had the spirit of almost surrender to Sri Ramakrishna. Great honor and reverence. Touching the master's feet, he laid the offering at his side. Then he saluted Sri Ramakrishna with great reverence, bowing very low before him. Touched his feet, gave offering, and bowed very low. Sri Ramakrishna returned in like manner his distinguished visitor's salutation. Sri Ramakrishna had great love and respect, regard for Keshav. Other than the fact that anybody saluted Sri Ramakrishna used to salute everybody first. And when anybody saluted, Sri Ramakrishna would salute again. That is one point. And he had great regard for Keshav's spirituality and Keshav being He is messenger to the educated people of Calcutta, and so he had a special love for Keshav. Then he laughingly began the conversation. Thakur is joyful always, laughingly, and he is telling something, Keshav, which makes him laugh even beforehand. Master, you, Keshav, want me, but your disciples don't. Ah, Thakur has got the point. You want me, your disciples became restless for you. They did not start talking with me. I was saying to them, let us be restless. Then Govinda will come. So Thakur could joke spiritually. When people are restless for God, then God comes, Govinda. Here Keshav is put in that position, and Thakur was telling, let us be restless, then he will come. To Keshav's disciples, see, here is your Govinda. We have been showing signs of restlessness all this while to set the stage for your arrival. He continues that humor and respectful humor. It isn't easy to have the vision of Govinda. You must have noticed in the Krishna Yatra, like Ramlila, there is Krishna Yatra. Yatra means a village religious drama staged on open theatre. Notice in the Krishna Yatra that Narada enters Vrindavan and prays with great yearning, Oh, oh Govinda, oh my soul, oh life of my life. And then Krishna comes on the stage with the covered boys, followed by the gopis. No one can see God without that yearning. So he's quoting from the play. But that is what happens. People are gossiping and restless. But when Narada sings with yearning, Krishna comes. Well, Keshav, say something. They are eager to hear your words. Keshav, humbly with a smile. To open my lips here would be like trying to sell needles to a blacksmith. So Keshav fully knows that Sri Ramakrishna is the source of all his teaching. Master smiling. But don't you know that the nature Thakur has underside to it? I will talk, you will listen, you will talk, I will listen. This is the nature of the devotees. They want to compare experiences, and that makes them enter deeper and make them broader also. But don't you know the nature of devotees is like that of the hemp smokers? One hemp smoker says to another, please take a puff for yourself and give me one. So that intoxicates them more when the other smokes. Allah, people are like that. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They heard the music from the Navat in the temple garden. Afternoon time. Master to Keshav and to the others, do you hear how melodious that music is? One player is producing only a monotone on his flute. He wants to compare Brahmos with other Orthodox Hindus. While another is creating waves of melodies in different ragas and raginis. Raginis are like sub-ragas. Ragas are the scale of different scale of music. That is my attitude, playing different tunes. Why should I produce only a monotone when I have an... So he has started talking. He wants Keshav to talk, but he has already started. Why should I produce only a monotone when I have an instrument with 7 holes? Why should I not produce different melodies with the help of those 7 holes? Why should I say nothing but I am he, I am he? I want to play various melodies on my instrument with 7 holes. So I am he is the attitude of the Jnanis, Nirakaris who know only one tune. Why should I say only Brahma Brahma? I want to call on God through all the moods, through Shanta Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhu, the Vaishnava's 5 moods. That is the beauty of Thakur's. The beauty of Thakur's life, the harmony, the all-sidedness, the inclusiveness, and everything reaching to the absolute more than anybody else could reach. I want to make merry with God. So that is another point. I know the absolute reality where I and God are not separate, and yet I want to make merry with God. That relationship is very sweet. I want to sport with God. So that is what a householder can do. So Sri Ramakrishna wants them to do like that. Keshav listened to these words with wonder in his eyes and said to the Brahma devotees, I have never before heard such a wonderful and beautiful interpretation of Jnana and Bhakti. So Jnana, Nirakarvad, one not, Bhakti, several relationships with God, that Keshav had never heard before. Keshav to the master, how long will you hide yourself in this way? So he is a gem. Keshav has understood that, and Keshav will broadcast him to others. I dare say, people will be thronging here by and by in great crowds. Master, what are you talking of? I only eat and drink and sing God's name. So Thakur has no sense of ego, no sense of popularity. He is a simple child of the mother, and that automatically happens. I know nothing about gathering crowds. Hanuman once declared, I know nothing about the day of the week or the position of the moon and stars in the sky. I simply meditate on Rama. Keshav, all right, sir. I shall gather the crowd, but they all must come to your place. Hmm. Master, I am the dust of everybody's feet. So he sees Brahman in all, so he has the extreme respect for all. He sees God in all, and then he allows people to bow to him. That is the all-sidedness of Sri Ramakrishna, not filled with ego about spirituality. I am the dust of everybody's feet. If anyone is gracious enough to come here, he is welcome. I am not asking you to come and learn from me. If he is gracious to come, let him come. Keshav. So exact spirit of a real teacher, Sri Ramakrishna has expressed. Keshav, no artificiality in that. Keshav, whatever you may say, sir, your advent cannot be in vain. You have come to this world from some local, and your advent will shake people, will awaken people, will make many people full of jnana and devotion and vairagya and even unselfish work. In the meantime, the devotees had arranged a kirtan. A musical storytelling is called kirtan in Bengali. It is not like the Marathi kirtan. It is like the musical storytelling. Many of them had joined it. The party started at the Panchavati and moved toward the master's room. Hriday blew the horn, Gopi Das played the drum, and 2 devotees played the cymbals. Some new character, Gopi Das, but we are not much concerned with it because it is not Master Masha's thing. Sri Ramakrishna sang. So I forgot one thing to mention the Bengali page. I must find out and tell you. It has gone much before this. This was taken in Bengali as the last, that Varanagar Math. So, we'll have to find out. Surendra Badite, we have already seen. Manomohanar Badite, we have seen. Rajendra Badite, we have seen. Simulia Brahma Samajar, we have seen. Oh, Bankim, we have already seen in the main text. So, where has this gone? Sri Ramakrishna and Narendra, we had discussed last time. So, it is in the first appendix in Bengali. First appendix, Sri Ramakrishna and Narendra, we'll have to find out in the content. Parishishta, Vivekananda in America. I will have to, please wait, I will have to go back to the contents. Parishishta, Sri Ramakrishna or Naren, Keshavar Sahit Dakshineshwar Mandire. Oh, so immediately after this, Sri Ramakrishna and Narendra. Just before that, Manmohan. Oh, okay. Immediately after that, Narendra, Keshavar Sahit Dakshineshwar Mandire, Bengali page 1098. Please refer to 1098. What we are read up till now. And we stop here. We come to this place, Sri Ramakrishna Gandhorile. For that sake, we search. So, Sankirtan Ayojana hoiche. They have planned Sankirtan within themselves. They are not invited some musician. And so we saw they coming in procession and all that. And Sri Ramakrishna has started now. Hari Nam Nishe Rejiv Yadi Sukhe Thagvi. Sukhe Thagvi Vaikunthe Jabi. Ore Moksha Phal Sada Pabi. Hari Nam Gunere. जे नाम शिव जपेन पंचमुखे आज সেই हरि नाम दिवोतो के. So that must be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, divoto ke. English. Sri Ramakrishna sang, "Oh man, if you would live in bliss, repeat Lord Hari's name, then you will lead a life of joy and go to paradise." Mokshapal, but in English it has meant paradise. And feed upon the fruit of moksha. Oh, that is there. Vaikunthe jabe mokshapal pabi. Oh. Vaikuntha is compared with a paradise, but it is presence of God that is more important. Presence of God. And feed upon the fruit of moksha evermore. Such is the glory of his name. I give you the name of Hari, which Shiva, God of gods, repeats aloud with his 5 mouths. So that is the Vaishnava concept. Shiva singing Hari's name. The master danced with the strength of a lion and went into samadhi. Regaining consciousness of the outer world, he sat down in his room and began to talk with Keshav and the other devotees. How much to read now? We should finish it earlier today. Anyway, very few pages are left, so we can pages 10 more. So better stop it here. Today we'll be filled with bliss little more for 2 more days at least. And after that, as I announced, again and again I'm telling, from that week we'll leave whatever days are left. And 25th September, Monday, we shall start Bhagavad Gita with Shankar's commentary. Please convey it to your friends who might be interested in that. Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavivireeditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Shrimadaatatam Bhui Grunanti Ye Bhurida Jana. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.